opening statements, and we'll start with John Freeland. You have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, and good evening, everyone. My name is John Freeland, and I work in the fields of real estate and insurance here in Moscow. I've lived here for 13 years, since we moved up here from Southern California back in 2002. And I am very involved in our community in multiple aspects, very involved politically as well. I am running on a pro-business and pro-growth platform to move our city forward and increase our quality of life. And I would really appreciate your vote on November 3rd so that we can continue moving this city forward in a positive direction. And with that, I thank you.
All right, that was John Freeland, and now Dan Carscallen, your opening statement.
Thanks, Lee. I'm Dan Carscallen. I'm an incumbent with the City Council, as Lee said, elected back in 2007. I'm the clerk of the North Latah County Highway District. I'm also a battalion chief with the Moscow Volunteer Fire Department. I like to see, I'm running again because I really want to see the things we've started get finished, and we do have some things in the works that I'd like to continue on with those as well. You know, we've done a lot of great things at this council, and I'd like to do some more great things in the future. The biggest thing right now, the joint ball field project with the school district ball fields. I really want to be there as a member of the council when we get to open those up and let the kids play ball. And I just look forward to hopefully some other new things in the future. We're looking at hopefully a new police station and new fire trucks, because public safety is also a big issue here in town. So don't forget to vote November 3rd, and I guess let's get this thing started, Lee.
All right, that was Dan Carscallen. The first question will go to Dan Carscallen first, and the phone number is 892-9200. And while we're waiting for the first call, I'll go to my list here. What are your thoughts on the 2016 city budget and the 3% tax increase?
Well, that's the first time in a long time that we've actually gone for the full tax increase. We wanted to make sure that we had some money in play there to help with the airport realignment project. I think that our staff has done a good job, because they know that we really don't want to do any tax increases, and we haven't done a lot of them over the last several years. This is the first time in several that we actually went for the full amount, and you know, there was a reason behind it. I think that we couldn't say we're pro-business unless we move forward with that airport project.
All right, and that was Dan Carscallen. Now John Freeland.
Yes, thank you. On the tax increase, I think that, you know, the city, as we all know, has lots of money, and I'm not going to say that I oppose, you know, having money to pay for everything, because obviously I don't. We all love having enough money to pay for all the things that we need in the city, and indeed we do have a lot of needs, as has been discussed: the police department, possibly a senior center, possibly a new library, the airport expansion project. There's a lot of things that we need money for, and so obviously I just want to make sure that money, especially if taxes are increased as they are being, are spent efficiently and well, and that is something that I will make sure happens to the best of my ability if I'm elected this next Tuesday. Thank you.
All right, once again, the number for calling in is 892-9200. Haven't seen the lights flash yet, and we are looking forward to hearing from the citizens of Moscow, asking questions for the city council candidates. Next question will go to John Freeland first. Your thoughts on the commission system that the city has, volunteer city commissions. Has the city council been generally following commission recommendations during the last couple of years?
Well, you know, I think that the city council's been doing a pretty good job on most things overall, including on this. You know, you look at a lot of the different groups that are volunteer, including the fire department. I'll just bring that up. And, you know, they do an excellent job. I know there have been a lot of people who have, you know, talked about, you know, making it paid, and I could at some point in time potentially see, you know, kind of a joint effort on that, with some paid and some volunteer. But, you know, it's a matter of it's a matter just of efficiency, I guess, and I think everything is going pretty well. So.
All right, and we'll go to Dan Carscallen on that. Your thoughts on the commissions?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without our volunteer commissions. I know most of them now are sitting full. There are still some openings on several of them. Folks should check the city website if they have any interest in that. We do have a few people that serve on multiple commissions, and you know, I'd like to see more variety of our citizens and to get in there and get on those commissions. I think the council does a pretty good job of taking the commission's recommendations and rolling with them. We have joint meetings on occasion with some of those commissions to kind of go over what we expect of them and what they expect of us, and that helps us, you know, kind of stay along the same path. And because I don't think a commission really wants to waste their time on something that they know that the council isn't going to be for, and we need to you know, make sure that everybody's on the same page. Sure, there's things that they may think of that the council hasn't thought of, and those are some things that we do make changes with.
All right, that was Dan Carscallen. The phone number is 892-9200, 892-9200. Come in, callers. The next question will go to Dan Carscallen first. For the first time, the city has allowed beer and wine gardens for special events within the Main Street right-of-way, and has allowed multiple beer and wine gardens in the street for a special university and city event this fall. How has that been working out?
Well, near as I can tell, we haven't had any real issues with it. Chief Duke keeps a pretty good eye on what's going on down there, and you know, our PD, our officers are down there monitoring what's going on, and I think it's been pretty popular. I don't think we have any real drunken hooliganism going on when it's happening. So, you know, as long as everybody keeps it under control, I think we'd work out all right. You know, Rendezvous in the Park started out with just a small beer garden as part of its deal, and you know, it's evolved into where the whole thing, you know, is basically open to, as long as you've got your wristband and are legal, of course. But we do you know, they moved forward, and you know, hopefully this will still could be able to continue with the downtown stuff. And you know, I think that everybody has a good time down there, so I think we'll have to continue it.
All right, that was Dan Carscallen, and now we'll go to John Freeland.
Yes, you know, I think it's going really well. I haven't heard of any major problems, and I've been down there multiple times that we've been having events on Main Street, and they've all been run very efficiently and very well. And, you know, I think that really speaks to our sense of community that we have here in Moscow. We have everybody kind of comes together and works together to make sure that we have good, clean fun that's safe, and I think the university does a great job of promoting safety and good, clean fun as well, and being very strict on tolerance of misbehavior. So I think that's a very positive just aspect that we have here in our community, and that altogether does lead to events such as we've been having coming together very well.
All right, that's John Freeland. We'll go to the phones, which is 892-9200. First caller of two callers. You're on the air.
Hi, I wanted to know what your career background is and your longest held job.
All right, that will go to John Freeland first.
Okay, career background. So I'm still a student, actually, in terms of career, as in addition to all of the other things that I do on the side, including real estate, insurance, volunteering, being involved in political parties. So I'm just kind of getting started in my career, and I'm studying government pre-law, and I take all my classes online. I'm a former University of Idaho student, and I transferred so that I could work full-time and kind of get a jump start on my career a couple years back here. And longest held job, let's see, probably, let's see, I was a merchandiser back a couple of years ago, and in the grocery stores, and I stocked tortillas and chips. You know, it was just a basic first job when I was 18. I held that for 3 years. It was just really part-time, so thank you.
All right, and that was John Freeland, and now Dan Carscallen.
Well, I graduated from the University of Idaho in '91, and I went to school for 4 years to find out what I didn't want to do, and I went over and sold cars for Chipman and Taylor for 6 months, and then since then I've been working for the North Latah County Highway District since 1992. I started as a heavy equipment operator, and I moved into the office as the clerk of the district in 2002. And along with that, I've been a volunteer firefighter and EMT since 2007. So, you know, it keeps us busy there on the off time.
All right, that was Dan Carscallen. We've got a caller on the other line, so KRFP, you are on the air.
For both candidates, what is your understanding about the city's water supply, and how would you limit the mining of the aquifers?
All right, that will go to Dan Carscallen first.
Hi, David. We, you know, we're doing all we can to look for those alternative sources of water, and I'm a pretty big supporter of it. You know, there's a lot of water in the aquifer right now, but it's, you know, it is receding. Even Pullman's starting to see that now in the Grand Ronde aquifer. We're, you know, we need to do things as far as getting more reuse of that treated effluent, you know, and not just using it on the university. You know, use it in our city parks, and hopefully somehow make it available in residential areas too. There is that point where is it economically feasible versus what's available as far as the water supply. You know, the PBAC has been looking at some pretty crazy plans from the past that you know, we wouldn't know if it would even be feasible. Of course, you know, we got to get to that tipping point to where we decide whether we go forward with some of those plans.
And that was Dan Carscallen, and now we'll move on to John Freeland.
Yes, well, you know, I was at PBAC yesterday at City Hall, and we were discussing issues. I listened to a lot of the current county commissioners and city council people and the mayor and other experts on the issue talk about the public hearing, just how our water issues are all going right now, and different solutions that we could possibly come up with in the future in terms of bringing more water here to Moscow in case the aquifers did get too low. That's something that we don't see happening in the immediate future, obviously, but we don't, of course, know how much water is indeed in those aquifers, and so we do have to be careful. The city has been doing a great job on the conservation side of things in terms of pushing everything from watering certain times of day to, you know, handles that help less water come out of your hose, to low-flow toilets, to shower heads that save water. And the city needs to be applauded for all that they've done on that level. And just working together as a community, I think we should not have any problems moving forward, having sustainable growth. We can come up, if indeed a crisis does arise, we can come up with a solution to any problem that we face.
Okay, that was John Freeland. The phone number is 892-9200, and I think we'll stay on the issue of water since you both seem to want to go on about that. And my question is, how seriously should we take the idea that's being studied now of building a reservoir somewhere on Moscow Mountain to supplement the aquifer water that we use, and how likely is that going through? So we'll go to John Freeland first.
No, an aquifer on Moscow Mountain, I'm not so sure. You know, there have been a lot of ideas, just to be very clear. There have been so many studies done over the years, and there have been, from what I hear, 20 or more different ideas in terms of you've heard people talking about bringing water up from the Snake, the Clearwater. You've heard people talking about, you know, taking water out of the Palouse River, diverting it into one of the aquifers. We've had a lot of different ideas, including the one on Moscow Mountain, and just we're not 100% ready at this point in time, I think, to make a decision on spending money on a big project such as that. but as we continue to go forward and the experts continue to study it, I'm sure if a need does arise, we can quickly and efficiently come up with a good solution, such as possibly the Moscow Mountain one, but not for sure, to solve any issues that we may face. Thank you.
And that was John Freeland, and now Dan Carscallen.
Yeah, I think that might be one of the more economical solutions that is out there, but we still haven't reached that, like I say, that tipping point where the economics meets the emergent need. The other part of it is that you have to acquire the property from someone, and Moscow Mountain is almost entirely privately owned, so that's another hurdle to jump over. But it would probably be one of the more economical, or if you want to say cheaper, I don't know if it would still be one of the ones we would go for. It's something also that you could share with the other communities, because it would have to be on the north side of the mountain and work its way back over to this side somehow. So you'd be going through Potlatch and Viola and possibly even Palouse as far as how that would work.
All right, that was Dan Carscallen. The phone number is 892-9200. We're going to go to the phone line here, and this question will go to Dan Carscallen first. KRFP, you're on the air.